little shoddy.
All meeting in order, please pledge.
To the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Comments from the assembly.
I have some questions tonight. For those that don't know me, I've been in this area since 1961, was Secretary Pro Tem of the Alverson Borough Council, which I was the only woman at that time. Nothing against women and men, believe me, I love men. So anyway, I was asked by many to voice their voices because they get intimidated by, unfortunately, people like you, which are human like me. So I'm Patricia Beaton, and I live in Highcroft Estates. And I am a woman of age, so I've been told many times, but I'm a survivor. So anyway, I have a whole list of my achievements, but one of my goals in life at this age is to bring peace and harmony, not shootings and killings, to our communities. So I wanted to find out from all of you if what I'm hearing is true and whether we could come to a good solution. Because I'll tell you my concern. I heard there'll be 900 more homes built in our community. Is that true?
No.
No?
No.
How many, please?
What is it, 3 or?
Well, what are we talking about? We're talking about the airport property? Is that what we're talking about? You being in
I
High Park?
don't worry about that personally. I'm not in it for me. I'm in it for all of you. My life is towards the end of the road, not the beginning, unfortunately.
So the only plans we have right now are for the airport property. And what was the number last, 382?
Well, no, there's 117 houses, but then the townhouses.
86.
86 townhouses?
Yeah.
So 86 townhouses, 100 and, how many?
Well, 86 units.
Units.
I think 212.
I thought it was 117.
No.
The reason I'm
So
concerned.
anyway, no, not 900,
How many?
around 300. I'm gonna have to get a specific number.
With the 33
Okay.
apartments and that,
I have
roughly
questions
300.
to ask you. I was once selected to meet Senator, you were there, Senator Scott Martin, last Wednesday. He'd like to tell me, well, all of us, his goals. And I had a choice to voice my opinion, which I so like. Well, he knows my cousin, which I politic for him in the House of Representatives. So we become instant friends through good conversation. You know, I'm not one side or the other. I try to vote for the best person. But my concerns is with the police department. These officers give their lives are in jeopardy every day with crazies out there. And if we have so much development, we're gonna have more undesirables. Believe me, I was a teacher, so I know how the school system went from where you respected the teacher down to not being respected. You know that as well as I know that, you know. But the police department is number one on my list because they actually fought off, well, he disappeared, but somebody tried to get in my door in Highcroft. Was I scared? No. Because I believe in myself, I believe in people being there. So I got my rolling pins out, ready to get this intruder laid out. I don't wanna kill anybody, but I'm a good aim for the neck and you know where. So, anyway, so, they told me what to do. Yes, I'm a feisty little devil, but that's why I'm surviving, you know? So the next department would be, I have to look at these, because I have a refresh this memory, is the farmlands being used. As both a city person and a country pumpkin, I don't wanna see too many farmlands disappearing, because that supplies food. This is food for thought for all of it. Food for us and food for our animals, okay? Another concern is the water supply. So many states in the United States is running out of water. My grandson works at the Water Authority, as you know, some of you know. And he says, we kind of butted heads, which is fine, because I like everybody's. He said, oh, Grandma, we'll never run out of water. And I said, really? I said, there might be a day, my dear. So this is years of wisdom and learning. I learn every day. So the next one's the power grid, which was brought up by our senator, correct? Because you were there, right? Okay. Then the traffic grids, pollution, the fire department, the ambulance, the traffic lights, the road repairs, the schools, and it goes on and on and on. So when I heard hearsay of 9 homes, I have to represent you all and bring some of my I learn every day, and it's a blessing, you know. But I wanted to bring some of my knowledge to you. I'm not always right, believe me, but I'm not always wrong. So if you keep these off, you keep an open mind, whether I'm here or not here, you'll go far. And this will become a town you're very proud of. I'm very proud of it, except a few trash cans here and there, drives me nuts. But because I like beautification. So I take pride in my home, whether I can get up or down, I try, you know, to take care of my place and bring some pride to our community. That's what Patricia's all about. So thank you for listening,
Okay.
and I appreciate your help with this matter.
I wanna respond to some of that. A lot of the stuff that you're talking about is figured in during land development phases of a project, would it not be, Scott? I mean, when you're talking about your traffic, when you're talking about, you know, the schools, I mean, that's all.
Well, police
The
department,
police department, yes, I mean, we are aware of that, and if need be, we will hire new officers if we have to. But yes, a lot of this stuff is already figured in when a project does come before us. So yes, I appreciate you bringing that stuff to us, but we're on top of all those things.
well, I
trust me.
thought so, but I just wanted to be reassured. Okay,
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
thank you for listening.
Okay, anyone else? Okay, you have your correspondence. In the correspondence, I guess last year we sent $100 to Berks History Center. Is that something you want to do this year? Did they reach out to us, I guess? This is a new one. Anybody want to do $100?
Make a motion.
Second.
Motion second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, new business. Moorview Boulevard, dwelling inquiry. Chris?
I was approached by Terry Martin last week. There's a house behind BB's that's clearly in our municipality. That he received a complaint from a telephone repairman who now refuses to go in this house again. Says that the house is uninhabitable. It's occupied by many people. And I went up and looked at it along with Paul Senior. We were up and looked at it, place is in need of repair, much like Amish land. I just wanna make everybody aware of it, it may be something we're going to have to deal with. We have a complaint, we should probably be forwarded to Jeff, I would think, would be my opinion.
Everyone okay with that?
Absolutely.
Which I would expect it.
Okay. So,
I don't know exactly what we need
we have
to,
nothing in writing, right? No complaint in writing?
I do not have it,
Okay.
I asked Terry to send it to me, I haven't seen it, that doesn't mean I don't have it.
Okay,
But I know he had it in writing, and I was told that the guy came down and talked to Joan originally, and she sent him to see Terry. Cause she thought it, like I would have thought it too, it was in Lancaster County, but it's not, it's actually, that house is actually in Berks County.
okay,
Do we wait for a written complaint before we address this?
I think Jeff would be able to comply.
okay.
So,
So we need to.
Well, I'm pretty sure I can take care of getting that.
Okay, and just forward it to Joan, and then you can forward it to proper. Okay. Municipal police vehicle, so it looks like we had a winning bid of 14,301. Is there something we need to do, or is that the next step to assign someone to sign off on the title?
We will have to take care of the title, so, yeah, I guess you could authorize a sign on if needed.
Authorized.
Did we put a reserve in there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're,
Yeah.
29,000.
I authorize Matt Bennett to take care of the paperwork.
Sign off on it?
I'll make a motion to authorize OIC.
Second.
Motion and second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so we get the paperwork showing, so he can bring it, and we can try to transfer.
And if we could, just for a second, I have the written complaint in my email, I'll forward it to you.
Okay. Municipal trailer, Public Works trailer tires.
Yeah, it's a typo, right?
Yeah, we're gonna say that's a typo. The tires were sold, they picked them up.
Okay.
This should be, we picked up the, old Chevrolet truck bed after the utility body was installed. I'm looking for permission to post that. On municipal,
I'll make a motion to put that on municipal.
Second,
Motion second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Are you interested in a reserve or not? I don't have much information. I see them from 500 to 2,000, so I don't know whether you
So
say
why don't we put a,
$1,000 bucks in
put
it.
$1,000 on it? We'll probably get 15 if I had to guess.
I don't think that's unreasonable. I just
It's
wanna
not
make sure,
unreasonable at all.
so, alright, thank you.
Okay, Public Works Director position.
I make a motion that we move Keith McGowan into that position.
I second that motion.
We have a motion and second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Resolution 23-34, annual appointments for review and revision.
So based off of the motion that you just made then, there's gonna be changes then? If you don't mind looking at that real quick, I can then create a resolution then. reflect the
Joan, can you
changes.
speak up a little bit? I can barely hear you.
Okay, so we'll update the, appointments, and for Paul Whitman Jr., it would be liaison, and then Jeff, assistant liaison,
Yes.
and then for Keith McGowan, we'll make the, Public Works Director. Is that the official title we're going with?
Yes. I think that's what we,
And was there anything else on there that we needed to update while we're in there?
No.
No, everything was correct,
Yeah.
okay. I'm gonna make a motion to go ahead and revise it.
I'll make that motion.
Second?
Motion second, all those in favor? 2023-35, clearing of trees and shrubbery from right of way. So this is the updated list.
Can we just do this one?
We just got it all together, now we need to approve it. So this is the one Keith put together.
Yeah, I thought we already approved it the last,
No,
There
we
was some,
approved it.
that you approved something that we had to do.
2 meetings ago, we asked you if you looked at it and you hadn't. Then the last meeting, I thought we
I
looked at it.
generated a list of additional streets.
Oh, there's additional?
Right,
Okay.
and then we didn't
Okay.
have it in
My bad.
writing. Okay, so if someone wants to make a
I'll make the
motion.
motion.
Second.
Motion, second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Library agreement,
Nothing, we haven't
Nothing.
done it back.
electronic sign, LED estimate.
They have the agreement, right? Library does.
Yeah, I had to wait for the board meeting. So in your packet, I have an email from the, gentleman from the company that, he's actually the director of operations. He had to contact the installer to inquire about the sign that you all thought would be raised up a little higher. So the installers, they determined that the ballast, first of all, needs to be replaced, or go ahead and do an upgrade to LED. So he felt, he wanted to recommend to the board that you go with the LED, it's gonna last you a long time, he said like nearly 20 years. That's the estimate that's in your packet there. Regarding the height or how you wanted that sign raised, he said there was miscommunication with the installers, they can do it a little bit, but they just can't go above those posts that are to the left and right of it.
Okay.
So they are willing to lift it as much as they can, which is noted in the email I have there for you.
And
They
we
won't-
still want it lifted because of the air, the wind.
That was
blowing
what
through
they
there.
Well,
agreed
I mean,
Does
I'm,
that not matter?
I'm not trying to be a stickler here, but I know when we originally said it, that was, fixing the light was part of
That was
it.
part of this
Right.
agreement.
Cause we said we wanna fix that light, and they said, no problem, we can fix it. Now we're getting a $1,700 bill to fix it. So whether it was upgrade or not, that should have been included in their original bid when they gave it to us. That's what I'm thinking.
Well, they were going off of the ballast that's in there now, using the original equipment.
They had the right to go out there and look at that to see if they could make it
They
work.
could have, they gave us a bid, and that was part of it, to fix that light.
They
So-
gave us a bid to do what we asked them to do, and they're not doing that, so.
I mean, I appreciate all the groundwork you're doing, but I know that that was part of our stipulation. So, I mean, we're paying all that money for that sign, that should have been included in that price.
How hard is it for us to put that in there?
Well, he's talking about upgrading it, I mean, changing the ballast, that.
Changing the
that is-
ballast and making sure the wiring works, you can make sure the wiring works right now with a simple tester. And then you'll know if your ballast is bad. How do you know if the ballast is bad? Cause it says here that they would have to change the ballast and then check the electric to see if it works.
Right,
Wouldn't you check the electric to see if the ballast is good or bad?
I would have thought.
Yeah, that's backwards if you ask me. So this is just a way of them wording this so they make more money because
Do we
they
wanna
underbid
hold
it.
off on this and?
I say no.
Well, I think we should get a breakdown of everything that their bid was, because
Okay.
the bid was part of
Let's
it
go
was
back,
fixing
we'll
the
go back and
sign.
look at the bid and see
Right.
what was worded in there.
I mean, what did we pay for the sign?
it was 30,000, so.
Exactly, that's what I'm talking about, that's a lot of money.
That
That was
raising the
supposed to be
sign.
raising and
Yes.
fixing that light.
Cause there was even a picture of the sign above the post.
Yeah,
Yeah. You should have a copy of that.
Yeah,
We'll go back and we'll look at the
so
original.
then they should give us money back because they didn't do what we wanted anyway.
Yes.
all they have right now is the deposit, 15,000, so they don't have a full
Wow.
amount.
Cause the original one.
Okay.
they-
Well, then we hold off on that
Yeah.
until we get this resolved.
Yes.
Right. Okay, so we'll look at the original contract, if you can send that out to everyone.
And if you could, at the next meeting, bring that picture of the picture they made of that sign being above.
That
the
should be
new
in that
sign.
packet, I think, the original quote.
Okay.
2023 soccer club agreement, nothing, it was sent out to them for signature. Right. Fire police request, May 6th, June 10th, July 8th, August 11th, August 12th, rallies at NCC.
Is that the form?
I put in for our farm too, I don't think did you hand that one in yet?
Mm. Yeah, it's a rally that they're gonna have at that church.
Well, I mean, I'll make
I
a
just lost
motion.
everything.
I just lost that.
Motion,
Second.
second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Yeah, I lost everything. You get it back?
No, I don't know.
Food truck festival. change that event to a fall festival?
Mm-hmm.
Off the top of your head, do you remember, since we can't get into anything here? We lost everything. Do you remember anything about that? Why, or what they wanna, what date, or?
They said they didn't want it to, from what I understand, they don't want it to be all food trucks. They want to incorporate things like face paintings and other activities that will be geared towards the fall. So, not so many food trucks.
Did they have dates in mind, or are they just looking for approval to move it to fall,
They've already advertised a date.
for fall?
Yes.
Okay. So
Yeah,
this is just information.
they just want the board's okay to call it a fall festival.
Anybody have a problem with that?
No,
Okay, so we'll make a motion.
I'll make it.
Second.
Motion second, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Fall festival event vendor contract for approval. Well, we can't get to the contract.
There's probably a little bit of time left for
Well,
that.
Eric actually has it, so we need you to approve it anyway.
I'm gonna assume that they probably took it off of the carnival vendor.
Probably.
We did.
Yeah, so I mean, if it's taken off of that, that was reviewed by you.
On the computer. I just don't have it.
No, I got nothing. Thank you. I go off of what Eric recommends.
And he recommends this?
I know I said I
Okay.
know.
I'm just reading it now for the first time, so it looks like it's similar to what you did. The insurance is high, I mean, $5 million in the aggregate, you might have food trucks not carry that much insurance.
Yeah.
You might wanna tone that down.
2 million sufficient,
Yeah,
That's a standard.
yeah,
1 million per occurrence.
So they can
put an umbrella.
change that 5 to a 2.
Anybody wants to take a look at this?
Did we get the things fixed yet?
Or the food sticks and working.
Fix the food.
Food,
At the carnival?
The booth, what do you mean, the doors?
The doors.
No, we did not do anything with them.
So they wanna use those.
This is till fall, so.
Right, so, okay, does anyone wanna make a motion to approve this?
I'll make a motion for the contract.
Second.
Motion and second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
You gotta lower the insurance fee?
I think
Yeah,
it's
she's gonna note.
intended to be amended to,
I said that in my motion.
I heard you.
did you hear that?
Okay.
I heard you.
So we need to, but did you amend the agenda? Yes.
Well, yeah, I think we should amend the agenda to just do follow-ups on the road inspection yesterday.
A motion to amend the agenda to do a follow-up on the road inspection.
Motion on that.
you can vote to amend. You're gonna state that the reason is that it's de minimis and not involving the expenditure of funds. This is for discussion only.
That's what.
Yeah.
Carly
Okay,
said.
so we have a motion,
Second.
second, all those in favor?
Aye.
So now it's amended
Okay,
to
Paul.
discuss road.
So we had road inspection last night, public meeting, for the record, there were nobody from the public showed up, it was just, four supervisors, Keith did not show up. Our engineer didn't show up,
I was with him.
so, anyway, we went out and looked at a couple trouble areas that are not included in the road work for this year, stuff that we need to look into the future. So, we did take a look at them. There were some drainage issues that we took a look at. There were some areas that I think we need to, bring someone in to, maybe give us some guidance. I know that we had met, an environmental firm that had a nonprofit. Beth, you're familiar with her area. We wanna reach reach out to her and bring her in to give us some guidance on some of these areas that potentially could be wetland area, not wetland area, Klein Road in particular, so, what else are we talking about?
That was a big one.
That was the main
That was.
Cleaning up the swale on.
Yeah, we have some
Shiloh.
trenching that we need to take care of, stuff that we looked at is stuff that we had to get a grasp on by looking at it with our own eyes instead of trying to get explained to by our road crew foreman or pictures, so, I think all in all, it went over really well.
You're not talking about down there,
No, we'll discuss that later.
The majority of the conversation that really took place at all locations that we stopped were to fix the water conditions via swales
Prior to road work.
prior to road work. That was the gist of our whole meeting really, was to discuss how to fix water issues to get ready to do road issues.
Is there anything we need to let Scott know?
Well, I talked to Scott today, I know Keith, you talked to Scott today. One issue that needs to be brought to our attention is that we have Valley Road on our road work this year. We have a bid out for it, bids are out, but they did not come in, correct?
The maintenance project is out, the actual road work, I'm waiting for the final approval, go ahead from municipal services to say that it's
Okay.
for the fuel.
Well, in our bids anyway, Valley Road is included in that, and when we originally put these bids together, we had figured on Sheds Unlimited and getting a water line done on the road. The water line is not done yet, they were supposed to put it back in November.
Yeah, he wanted to beat the cold.
So, we had Scott, Keith, and then I called and followed up, we had him reach out to Steve Stolzfus today to express our concerns and see if he could get on it, so he is currently working on it.
Yeah,
He says the meter pit is on the property, he's working with his contractor now to try to deal with that, but
and talking with Paulie, if he can't get the water pit in, the extension down the road and across the road before the road work comes, we're really gonna push to just put off the meter pit and try to just get the work done alongside and across the road.
yeah, well, that's what I said to you, he doesn't need to put the meter pit in, the
And I-
meter pit is out of the right of way, he needs to get the pipe work done and get it into his property so we can get the road work done, so we need to, stress that to him.
Yeah, I think the contractor's waiting until that box came in, right at the end of March. Now that it's in, I think he's just gonna, I told Steve the concern from the township and what we wanna do with the road, so I think he's gonna push him, but we'll see, that's the plan.
Okay,
That pretty much covers it.
okay, we're gonna have an executive. You had something?
I do know, I've got like half a dozen subjects, it'll probably be a longer one than normal. Nothing that would require voting or official action afterwards, but it will be
We're
longer,
gonna have a long executive.
30,
But we
45